All right, let's look at the homework 2.5, problem number 6. All right, so L of V is a V times natural log of 1 minus V squared. All right, so let's look at the choices here. L of V is a rational function. It's not. L of V is a trig function. It's not. Right, L of V is the product of the function that are continuous on the domain of L of V. So you can see that here's a V times natural log. So it is a multiplication. So this is a promising one, right? And L of V is a polynomial function. It's not. L of V is not continuous. Actually, it is. So this would be the correct choice. Right, then let's state the domain of this. Right, so what's the constraint here? Right, so since we have natural log, right, natural log can only take a strictly positive value. So you can see that the whatever goes inside the natural function, this guy has to be strictly greater than 0. Right? Then what we need to do is, so we need to solve this inequality. 1 minus V squared is greater than 0. Right? Then we can just factor it out. So this is a difference of squares, so we can do a quantity 1 plus V times 1 minus V is greater than 0. Right? And first you can do is, so you can just set each of them equal to 0. So V equals -1 and V equals +1 is going to be the number. So I'm going to put the tick marks. So you do the number line. Right, so tick marks for -1. So I'll just put the -1. It doesn't have to be the correct ratio or anything like that. So I just put the +1. Right, so I have to erase that one. So it's a +1. Right. Right. Then all you have to do is actually, I put X so this is actually by mistake. So that's supposed to be V there. Right. So we know that if a V is -1 or +1, this left hand side is going to be 0. So I'm going to just indicate that it's going to be 0 there, which is going to be 0 there, which we do not want because we want it to be positive, not 0. All right, then we can just simply check some sample numbers. So for example, we can any number, so on this interval, any number less than 1 would be okay. So let's try V is equal to -2, right? Just a sample number, right? Then you can just try to look at the sign of this quantity here, right? So if V is -2, 1 plus -2 is negative, times 1 minus -2 is going to be 3, +3. So negative times positive is going to be a negative sign here, right? Which is we do not want, right? So how about between -1 and 1? So we can try V equals 0, right? If you plug in 0 here and plug in 0 here, 1 times 1 is 1, so which is positive. So we have there, right? And we can try any sample number bigger than 1. So I'll try 2. So you have a 1 plus 2 is positive. 1 minus 2 is negative. Positive times negative is negative, right? So you can see that what we want is right here between between -1 and +1, because that's where we get the positive value, right? So therefore, the domain of this is going to be from -1 to +1, right? So let's type it in, right? So the domain is going to be -1 to +1, right? Let's check the answer. All right, I came back and looks like we got both parts correctly. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.